Hi, I'm Chandra, and now we'll look at the G-invariant neuron. All the weights in the subspace W are such that when you right multiply by any transformation from the group, the weights remain the same. We define the left lambda eigenspace of a linear transformation T from Rn to Rn as the set of all left eigenvectors of T associated with the eigenvalue lambda. Is the left lambda eigenspace of T a subspace of Rn? The answer is yes, and we can verify that. What is the basis of the left lambda eigenspace of T? It is the set of linearly independent left eigenvectors of T corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. Now we arrive at the Reynolds operator T bar. T bar is a projection matrix. We can verify this. If you multiply T bar by itself, you get T bar. Thus, all eigenvalues of T bar are either 0 or 1. We note that all the transformations in the group are full rank matrices, whereas T bar may not be. Now we can define the left 1 eigenspace of the Reynolds operator T bar, which is spanned by its linearly independent left eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue 1. It contains all the vectors W that do not change when right multiplied by T bar. Any such vector in this space can be expressed as a linear combination of these left eigenvectors. Let V1 to Vd be the linearly independent left eigenvectors with eigenvalue 1 of the Reynolds operator T bar. Then W is the left 1 eigenspace spanned by these vectors. The G-invariant neuron is defined using the weights that are in this invariant subspace W. The neuron weights can then be expressed as a linear combination of the left eigenvectors, and the coefficients alpha are the learnable parameters. B is the bias parameter and sigma is the activation function. The neuron is G-invariant, and you can easily verify that. The G-invariant neuron has at most the same number of parameters as the standard neuron, and computation-wise we have to do D inner products in parallel, which is something the GPUs can do very easily.